Hi everyone, it's Tony Cross here, and I'm the host of the BNI podcast for the Sunshine Coast called the Referral Wave. By day, I've got a car broking business called Drive Connect. But today, I'm hosting this great podcast, and we have the one and only Avi with us from BNI, our regional director. Welcome along, Avi.
Thank you so much, Tony. It's my pleasure to be on the podcast.
Yeah, it's great to have you along. We could talk some things BNI and give everyone a bit of an understanding of what goes on and how it all works. So first and foremost, can you just we'll dive right into it. Can you just tell us a little bit about the structure of BNI and how it works, just so the people know how it all filters down?
Sure. So BNI is one of the world's largest, business networking organization. We're 41 years old, in 76 countries. BNI Australia is a franchise organization as a country. And of course we have the national office and we have franchise owners, and then the national office also manages certain national office owned regions. And I have the privilege of managing Sunshine Coast as the managing director, which stretches right up to Harvey Bay.
Yeah, fantastic. So so you're our area director, correct?
I'm the managing director.
Managing director, sorry. Yeah, and then underneath you, can you just explain how the structure then sits underneath you?
It's funny we say that, but BNI is actually what I recall many years ago understood about understanding that we are an inverted pyramid organization. So just imagine a pyramid inverted, and right at the bottom here is where the BNI Global Office and Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, sits. It's right on the bottom.
Yeah,
And then you have national office, then you have the EDs, directors and ambassadors, and the members are right on the top.
yeah.
So to say in an easy way, we are actually in BNI because of members like you.
Yep.
And it's a privilege to serve members. It's a privilege to be in this journey with members and business owners to for them to understand how BNI works, right? Our philosophy is give us gain, and it's a privilege to work. So it's a servant leader relationship.
Yep. And then each chapter, so you've managing director, then we've got an area director, which is Neil,
That's
and
correct.
then chapters have their director consultants and their ambassadors to go to for
That's
help
correct.
for running
That's
the day-to-day chapters, and then their leadership
Absolutely.
team.
Absolutely. And of course, in our region, we also have an area director for launch, and that's Leanne.
Yep.
So Leanne launches chapters, and our team supports the chapters.
Yep.
So it's a very unique um, structure which we follow in not only Sunny Coast, but in Brisbane Central and in the BNI Brisbane North region.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, good. Well, that's sort of explains to people that might be new to BNI and not necessarily understand how it works. So that's fantastic. Well, let's move on and let's talk about 25 as a recap. 2025, it was a massive year for BNI in Australia. Not only did we have our own individual sort of conference, but we had an international conference as well. Talk us through that and a few of the stats and what we achieved.
Absolutely. So we were really privileged to host the BNI Global Convention in Australia, in Sydney. And every year BNI announces the next conference. And when we were in Hawaii, it was announced that BNI Australia is going to be the global convention location. So it was really great to work with the team. But I think also along with that, what was also amazing was that BNI achieved the Guinness World Record, you know? And if you give
Mm.
me a moment, I actually have it here. Give me a sec,
Have you
okay?
got it with you?
I have it with me, okay? So there you go. Let me pull it out. This is, I'm not sure if you can see it.
I don't know if it's going to show up.
No, yeah, maybe. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Okay. No. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
not really.
There you go. So barely, right?
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. I'm trying to get it right. All right. So what does this certify? Okay, let me read this. This is a Guinness World Record certificate, the most people attending the business speed networking event, which was 101,108 people. achieved by Business Network International Australia in Sydney, New South Wales on the 20th of November. So this was really great, right? Because we had people attending the global conference who then stayed back from 5 o'clock and did a minimum of 20 plus speed networking with members from across the world. Okay. And here's the best part. Some of them used Google translations. So you got to understand, not all of them are from English speaking countries.
Yeah.
There were people from Japan. There were people from Thailand, right? There were people from BNI in UAE. Some of them didn't, may not speak
Yeah.
English, right? There will be people from BNI Turkey. There were people from BNI Colombia. Or, there were a lot of people who were not speaking English, but they got it done.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, this was a record which was there for 10 years. And everyone in BNI got together and we got this record. So we're
And you
really
didn't
proud
beat
of.
it. You didn't beat it by a great amount, though, did you?
No, it was a really
It's only
small.
like 60 odd people, wasn't it?
Correct. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. Wait.
But I really want to thank and take this opportunity to thank everyone involved in the logistics, everyone involved in the planning, which are the EDs of BNI Australia. But more than that, people who participated in this amazing speed networking event. Guys, thank you so much. You made this possible. And that was a little bit about the year. But I'm going to give you, if that's okay, jump to what BNI Australia did. I've got some
Yeah.
stats here and I want to read it out to you because these are some amazing stats, right? BNI Australia in 2025, members in BNI Australia passed 701 million Aussie dollars.
Gee whiz.
Okay. And that happened with more than 377,461 referrals passed between BNI members across Australia only in 2025. 701 million Aussie dollars.
Wow. Wait.
You know,
That's
so
amazing, isn't it?
we're really proud of that. Now let's look at globally, right? BNI
Yeah.
members globally passed 40.3 billion Australian dollars. 40.3 billion Australian dollars. Okay. Um, and that was with 17.6 million referrals passed between BNI members only in 2025.
Jeez. I wonder what the total of business done on Ivan's first year 41 years ago was.
Yeah, that would be a good question to
Good
ask
question for him.
Ivan on your 100 podcast, right?
I'll ask him when I get him on here.
On your Ask Ivan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. So, how did we go on the sunny coast as far as
Well,
numbers?
I have stats somewhere here, but let me just see. I can come back to you on the stats,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think we're
know
around the
Sunny
17
Coast.
million mark, weren't we?
I know Sunny Coast has been and doing extremely well. In the past couple of years, since the national office took over management of Sunny Coast, we've been with the help of our ambassadors team, DC team, and of course with Leanne launching these many chapters, we've done really well.
Yep.
I'll pull out the stats.
And what did we add to two new chapters to the region last
That's
year?
correct. So we actually launched two chapters last year.
Yep.
BNI Elite was launched last year, and we launched BNI Harvey Bay,
Yep.
which is doing extremely well, and they've got some really great results. So Harvey Bay
Yeah.
is doing really well.
Yeah, so I think we're up to, I thought I saw a slide the other day. I think we're up to about 245 members and it was around 17 million.
That's
All right,
correct.
well let's move on and talk about 26. What's your goal? What's a BNI? What are their goals for 26? Are we going to try and open two or three more chapters on the coast?
Yeah, so let's talk from BNI Global. There are going to be some changes coming in, and I'm going to use this opportunity to kind of let you know there's going to be a change in BNI Business Builder. We're
Yep,
going to call it BNI Academy.
yep,
Um, there's going to be some tweaks on the way our traffic lights are, our chapter traffic lights, and shortly but soon, we're going to introduce something called BNI Plus. So look out for some amazing emails and newsletters from us.
Yep. Is it too early to talk about the traffic light change?
Yeah, so 1st of April is when we're looking at the
1st of
change.
April. Okay. Yep. All
Yeah,
right.
so we will have a change management process. So we'll
Yep.
coach the directors, ambassadors first, then we go to leadership teams, and then when we do the leadership team training in March, the incoming Go for Green coordinators will get all they need to know about the new traffic lights.
Yep. Yep. Good.
So yeah, it'll be great.
All right. What else is going to happen in 2026? We've got our awards up here. National Conference is back down in Sydney at Manly, I believe.
That's correct. That's correct. So I'm really looking forward to, to recognize people in Sunny Coast during the awards. And I'm looking forward to our national conference, which is in Manly in Sydney. It's 3 days of learning and recognition. So as you know, there's 2 days of national conference, but there's the Directors and Ambassadors Summit and the Directors and Ambassadors Awards. And I'm of course looking forward to the global conference in Monaco in October.
Well, tell you what, it's my first time my wife's ever been excited about a business trip or doing something like that. But hopefully, what a place to go to. It'd be fantastic
That's
to
that's
do
right.
that. But anyway, we'll wait and see. So obviously our national conference in Sydney. Now I went to the one in Brisbane, obviously, and I couldn't make the international one, unfortunately. But I mean, encourage people to go along to the one in Sydney because the speakers were top shelf. Like, people it didn't matter who you talked to, everyone got a really lot out of it.
Yeah. So the way we've been selecting speakers is that we kind of advertise and send out newsletters and we call for expressions of interest.
Yep.
And every year we've been getting between 65 to 85 expressions of interest from members, directors across Australia. And we
Yep.
have a national conference committee, which are the EDs of BNI Australia, and we have to pick and choose the best six among them.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, and knowing what our members want, it's a great task because we want to make sure that we tick all the boxes of what the members want, right? Members want business growth. Members want to know how to use BNI better, with using BNI process to grow the business. So we want to make sure. So last year's speakers were amazing. We actually have selected all the speakers for this year.
Yeah.
So look out for those emails from us announcing the speakers for the 2026 conference. Fun fact, right? Like people know,
Yeah.
like to say, the 26th of Jan is the last date for the early bird for the tickets to buy at National Conference.
Good point.
And
Yep.
then it goes to the regular pricing. So make sure you get your tickets.
Um, what are the chances of getting Phil Burke back?
Well, we are, we never know, right?
He
Phil
was.
has Phil Bug's been amazing, and he's one of the BNI legends. And the best part of Phil, right, is he speaks in a very easy to understand language.
Yeah, 100%. And he puts BNI and the experience and getting stuff out of BNI, just puts it together so well. And as you say, he communicates it very effortlessly and it's easy to listen to. And yeah, he was fantastic. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone put BNI together so well,
That's right.
and what you can get out of it as he does. But and look, I can't remember the time, but he's been in BNI for a very long time, hasn't he? Like he's
That's
been
right.
involved for like 25 odd or longer
That's
years,
correct.
hasn't
That's correct. It's
he?
been a
Yeah,
long time for BNI. Well, Phil's been with BNI for a long time, and has one of the unique characteristics of being able to coach many countries and many leaders across BNI.
yeah. Oh well, fingers crossed. But I tell you what, people, if you down there, the quality of speakers are fantastic, regardless whether Phil's there or not. All the speakers were great. Even Wendy's rock and roll networking. So
That's right.
yes, it'll be a good time. What else in 26? Anything else or
Um, you know, um, we're looking for major business growth, right? Not only in BNI, but in Australia and around the world. And I feel this is the best time for members to use the processes of BNI to grow their business.
Yeah.
And we're really confident that more and more people will get to know about BNI, and more and more people will, feel easy and comfortable to understand how to use the system and then grow their business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Now, you were originally a BNI member yourself, weren't you?
that's right.
Tell us a little bit about that journey quickly.
Oh, well, 2010, I quit my job, and somewhere in September 2010, one of my coaches back in Mumbai, her name is Aditi. So I owe her all my success in BNI. She invited me to BNI meeting in September, and I went there, and I'm like, wow, is this are these real results? Like, the thank you for close business. And this was a chapter which was, I think, 50 people, a 50 member chapter. And anyway, I said, hey, listen, I'll come back to you in Jan. I'd like to join and come back to in Jan. So anyway, she calls me back in Jan and says, hey, you said Jan. And I'm like, yep, I'll come next week. So this was around Feb. And I remember those were the times when we would give those physical checks to
Yep.
chapters for membership. And she said, get your checkbook along. And I remember giving her two checks. One was for my membership, and one was to attend the BNI National Conference in Mumbai.
Yep.
And I remember her saying it distinctly. She says, hey, when are you ever going to meet the founder of BNI, Dr. Ivan Meisner? I said, never. And I got inducted on a Friday, and on a Saturday, I'm in a photograph with Dr. Ivan Meisner. So that's my privilege of being with him on the second of me joining BNI. So that's been my BNI journey. Became an ambassador and a director of BNI, and I moved to Australia in 2018. I met Frederick a week before I could come to Australia in an event in a BNI National Conference event in Mumbai. And I specifically remember him saying, "Hey, what are you going to do in Australia?" And I've been in financial services for more than 30 years, and I'm like, I'll just figure out and join BNI. Long story short, 26 August 2018, I left. I landed in Adelaide. I was living in Adelaide that time. I live in Brisbane now. And 27th August 2018, I'm on a flight to Brisbane. And he offered me a job. So now I am the National Operations Director for BNI Australia. And of course, had the privilege as Managing Director for BNI Brisbane Central, Brisbane North, and the Sunny Coast.
Yeah, what a fantastic journey. Yeah, that's great. I'd heard the Ivan story before. I just wanted you to share it because I think that's quite amazing. So you were in the deep end straight away and into it.
Absolutely.
All right, I've
Absolutely.
got two questions left and I ask everyone these questions. What's the one bit of advice you would give to someone that was new or in BNI about making the most of their journey?
We say give us gain, right? The philosophy of BNI is give us gain. But and also, I really love the statement says BNI is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah,
Hang in there, right? You're in a group of like-minded people who want to naturally help each other. There are no quick results. So when you're coming to a BNI meeting or a chapter or joining a chapter, hang in there,
yeah,
right? And the system will help you, and the members will help you. So that's
yeah,
that's the biggest piece of advice from me, and it doesn't come from me. It comes from Dr. Meisner and people like Phil Bug, and I think Bharat Daga also, who's the ED of BNI in Pune in India, wrote a book about it. Right, hang in there, and you know what? You're in a group of like-minded people. They'll help you.
yeah, yeah. No, and over the different podcasts we've had with different professions, that has been one big key takeaway. Some professions get traction quicker than others, right? But I mean, it's just a matter of time in the know, like, and trust scenario. So, all
Yeah.
right, last question. Your favorite core value?
You know, as we know, we love all of them, but for me, what resonates the most with me is accountability.
Yep.
And it says we keep the promises we make even when it's hard to do so. And for me, I think that's the biggest accountability because it's tough sometimes. And we want to make all our promises, keep all our promises.
Yeah,
So that's
fantastic.
my biggest core value.
Well, it's been great having you on, Avi. And thanks for the privilege of being able to do this podcast. I can't thank you enough. It's been great. And meeting, a lot of people in here that I've known for a while, but then there's been people that I've interviewed that I haven't. So, no, it's been fantastic. I hope everyone gets a lot out of it. And thanks for being on the 50th episode.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tony, for making this episode happen and for all the work you do with BNI and Sunny Coast. Thank you so much.